Welcome back, America. I'm Betsy McCoy, filling in for Steve Malzberg today. And back with us is our Malzberg panel, president of New Heights Communication, Christy Setzer, and columnist for Breitbart.com and The American Thinker, Edmund Wright. Well, one thing is for sure, and that is that the Obamacare penalties are about to hit big time. Anyone who doesn't sign up for health insurance by February 15th and cannot prove when they go to file their taxes at the end of the year that they had the kind of health insurance Washington defines as adequate, it's going to have to pay big penalties. On average, 2% of your adjusted gross income. So not just 2% for you, but also 2% penalty for your spouse, and even penalties for any uninsured kids in your family. So Christy, don't you think the Democrats are going to suffer from these penalties when they hit?
I don't, and I think that, again, the success of the law can be seen in the fact that not only more than 6 million people have already signed up for it, but they just released the numbers at the end of December, and almost 2 million more people signed up in just this latest round. So, and again, it's not all Americans, as you know, that are even eligible for Obamacare. I mean, I guess it's the people who don't already have employer-based coverage or aren't already covered by Medicare or Medicaid or any other ways that people typically get health care. So of the small percentage of Americans,
but 6 million, Christy, that's a pretty small number in a population of 318 million people. 6 million. What about all the millions and millions of people who are going to be
would actually need health care who are not out in one of those other pools? So it's actually a pretty big number.
No.
I think you'd better jump in, Edmund, right?
Yeah, no, look,
she's
got some fantasy math going on. We were told there were 45 million Americans who needed Obamacare, not 6 million. So that's an abject failure 2 years in. We also know that 87% of those people are getting getting subsidies, or they couldn't afford it.
Which is a great thing that they're getting subsidies. That's the point, is that the idea is to help Americans pay for their health care.
I understand it because you're a
socialist and you like
that.
Exploding.
Well, they won't be getting, wait a second, guys, they're not going to be getting those subsidies for long, because the Obamacare is back in the Supreme Court, and if the court rules, as many expect it will in June, it will say that in 36 of those states, there can't be subsidies anymore. So, Christy, what do you think is going to happen when those subsidies disappear and the price of an Obamacare plan quadruples?
Yeah, I mean, I think what you're implying is correct. I think people will be furious. I think that look, people want lower priced health care, and that's why this law is.
But it's not really lower priced
if
taxpayers are paying for it. What do you mean lower priced? The premium before subsidy is 4 times what the cost is once you get the subsidy. That doesn't mean it's lower cost health insurance. It just means somebody else is paying.
It means that we have figured out a way to keep the exploding cost of healthcare under control. And at the same time, it's
doesn't mean that at all. It doesn't mean that at all.
And it's still been a boon to the insurance industry. That's why they want to keep it going. It's only Republicans who want to take away the subsidies for these and make people pay more. Look, this was pretty easy math for people. It is the Republicans who wanted to take away the subsidies and make sure that they pay more for their health care. That is not something that Americans are going to accept.
No, actually, the case in the Supreme Court is about what the law actually says, and that law was passed only with Democrats. Court is about what the law actually says, and that law was passed only with Democrats. But I want to thank both of you for joining us, Christy Setzer and Edmund Wright. Up next, the best of Give Me 5. This is Betsy McCoy standing in for Steve Malzberg.